Happy New Year. Happy 2024. We made it, y'all. So today I'm bringing you just a little chit chat. I'm about to do my makeup because I'm off today and I'm not doing too much makeup, just a little bit to make myself feel good. I already did my brows off camera. Benefit Precisely My Brow. Benefit 24-hour brow setter. Milk Hydro Grip primer on the face. I hope everyone had a great new year. This was my first new year that I felt like calm and at peace, and I felt excited for what's to come. I just feel like this is the first new year that I'm really 100% trusting God. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that He got me because He always does. Like, even though there are going to be challenges and there are going to be some ups and downs, I have faith in Him. And that, it just makes all the difference. Fenty skin tint in the shade 17. And I did make a video on how to do a prayer board, which that's up. So I'll have that linked up here if you guys haven't seen that already. Want to be more intentional with my time this year. You can't say, I want to be really healthy this year and then eat out all year. You know, like, oh, I want to build up my savings, but then I'm constantly spending money, you know, or going on shopping sprees and stuff. So just so that I can keep my actions in line with what it is that I'm wanting. Like, not even really trying to plan too hard, because like I said, I'm leaving my future really up to God and just letting Him lead me, letting Him take the wheel. But I also got to do my part too, you know, like this is a partnership, me and God. He's like, girl, I can't do everything for you. You're going to have to do something. So that's where my head is at. And something that me and my girls have been talking about is like the fact that this year we are really leaning towards intangible goals, you know, versus like the tangible things. Whereas in the past, like I may have been like, I want to get this amount of money this year, have this amount of subscribers for my channel, instead of just being like, I want to grow a loving community. That doesn't matter what the actual number is, focusing on the quality of our goals and focusing on changing inside and not just materialistic. I want to budget. Simple. No exact amount. You know, I just want to budget better. I want to save more. I want to eat cleaner. I want to exercise my body regularly. That doesn't mean I'm definitely going to go to the gym. I'm definitely going to do Pilates. I'm definitely going to be doing cardio. I'm definitely going to have abs. None of these things, these pressures that we place on ourselves, it's just I want to exercise my body regularly. Even if I decide to just stretch that day, that's exercising. That's moving my body. There's space open for God to work in our lives, because sometimes we can limit ourselves. We have goals, but God's plans are always bigger and better for us. So I'm not even going to try to map out something that He already has orchestrated way better than I'm thinking about it. So I've just got like my little guideline and then just leaving space for Him to come in and really do what He does best. Also, being okay with telling people that I don't know certain things. Over the last year, I was so intimidated by when people would ask me questions of, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What are your plans for this? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Ooh, don't ask me that question. Ooh, I don't like that question. Ooh, I don't like that. How am I supposed to know like what I want to do for the rest of my life? Like, these are things that we get conditioned to have responses to for interviews and just life in general when we're growing up. Basically, all of our formative years, coming out of high school, going into college, they want you to be able to, and when I say they, I mean society, wants you to be able to have everything mapped out. And it's just not realistic. As we know, life doesn't work out the way that we plan most of the time, if ever. We have to get used to being comfortable in the unknown. And I'm working on that now that I'm in therapy, and I'm working on my anxiety. And a lot of my anxiety stems from not knowing what's going to happen, especially when it comes to traveling or just certain things in my life. It's like, of course you don't know. Nobody knows anything. You're trying too hard to control the outcomes of what's going to happen to you. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, this is Makeup by Mario Concealer in the shade 380. Then now I'm seeing, okay, this is something I need to implement in all areas of my life. Being uncomfortable with saying, I don't know what my next 3-4 years look like. I don't know what my next couple of months looks like. I know today this is what I'm doing. I know today this is what I have planned, and I know what I'm doing right now, and everything other than that, I'm letting God order my steps. And if anybody has a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. We have to allow ourselves more grace in the fact that we don't have everything mapped out, and nor should we. I'm so tired of having to feel like I gotta be so put together all the time. You know, I have to know what my plans are all the time, even to feel like you're fit to be a good partner. What do you bring to the table? Or what do you, please, don't even come near me. Don't even come near me with those type of questions. Of course, I'm going to have goals. Of course, I have things that I see for myself. But as for trying to fit everything into a specific timeline, I'm not doing that anymore. I feel like I've done that enough, and I'm not doing that anymore. And I have to actively practice to not do those things. But I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be more carefree and optimistic and really leave space for the faith in my life to take hold and take root. This is a Milk Contour Stick in the shade Blitzed. Also, something that helped me a lot last year that I'm so blessed to be able to take into this year, and I wanted to speak on for everyone just starting their year, is being careful who you're surrounding yourself with. Because if you have people around you that are requiring you to know everything or have specific plans or always want you to grind, hustle, that may not be the most healthy relationship if you're not in the space in your life where you are super exact about everything. There's nothing wrong with knowing exactly what you want. Actually, I admire people who can do that. I'm just not one of those people. Even if I was the type of person that had everything together, I'm not gonna require you to, you know what I mean? And that's something that bothers me a bit about our society. Is it's like, it's great and such a blessing if you know exactly what your calling is, your purpose, and all of these things. If you knew what you were supposed to be doing, like from a young age, and you just feel called to that, I think that that's such a blessing and something to be thankful for. But I also don't think that you should judge other people who don't off the bat know that. Like, that's where this journey of life comes into play. Sometimes we have to go through things to figure out what our purpose is and figure out what we want to do, and that takes time. So I'm pretty much an advocate of everybody just doing what works best for them. I don't like for us to have to fit into a box or feel like we have to do things in a certain order. And you have to be careful with friendships that are very performative. Some friendships and relationships in general, going back to what I was saying about the whole, what do you bring to the table? You know what you want out of a relationship, whether that be platonic or romantic. Do I fit those things? What is it that you're wanting? Not what society is telling you that you should want. What do you want? We're all individuals. So anybody who feels like you have to meet certain standards or criteria to be in their life, I can't necessarily say that that's wrong, because everyone can live however they want to live. But also, I don't necessarily agree with it. I just think that it can become very performative. It can become a matter of show and tell sometimes. Consistently talking about what you have going on or what your plans are or what you're doing or what you're gonna do in life is very exhausting, and it's a lot of planning instead of just living and enjoying what we're doing. Goals should definitely be a part of every relationship, friendships, family relationships, romantic relationships. Of course, you should have goals, but you should also be able to talk about when you haven't met those goals, or when you're confused, or just being able to be all around vulnerable with the people in your life and have them understand that, hey, this is a confusing time for me and I'm figuring it out. And are you going to be there during this journey or not? That's pretty much what it comes down to, because sometimes I don't know everything. I know that I love this person and this person pours into me spiritually and I pour into them, and we try to help each other become a better person. That to me is really all that matters. Are we trying to help each other grow? Now, within that growth, of course, we're going to try to help each other grow in other ways, physically, financially, overall well-being. Do I care about your overall well-being? And I feel like a lot of times with friendships and also with romantic relationships, the two people, they don't care about each other's overall well-being. They care about, is what you're doing going to benefit me, or how does what you're doing affect me? How does what you're doing affect my representation? How does it look when I'm with you? How do we look together? Do we match? Like, do our incomes match up? I'm not even going to sit up here and tell y'all that money is not important, because obviously it's a part of living, but it's not the most important thing. So just be careful when you're building relationships and bonds, or even reevaluating some of the relationships that you have, that you're building genuine relationships that are good for you and make you feel good and aren't just based off of performative aspects or money or just outside influences, because that's going to help a lot in you achieving your goals and just feeling like you can be the best person that you can be, not just for you, but for the other person. Juvia's Place Cream Blush in the shade Coral Rose. Of course, around this time, there's a certain level of reflection that's going on too. So it's not just thinking towards the future. You're naturally going to think towards the past. I've been trying to live more in the present as I can. That's actually one of my 2024 goals, is to focus more on the now than the past and the future. And I do feel like I've been doing okay. But I also feel like, of course, reflection is healthy. It can help you grow in your future, knowing what your patterns are. So something that I'm noticing about myself, and also have been talking about like with my therapist, is that I have a tendency to care a lot about my self-image. Like, I was contemplating like deleting some of the older videos off my channel, especially now that I'm growing within my faith, specifically those bikini hauls and stuff. Y'all know, like, I started off my channel not thinking that I would grow the community that I have. Like, it's still, and I say this to you guys every year, but it's still mind blowing to me that there's over 2,000 of us on this channel. You know, like I'm used to it being like small, like 50, 100 subscribers. And so the more that we grow, it's just, it's a little intimidating, you know? And I think that the people who have been on my channel for years, since 2019, that have seen my growth, don't have an issue with understanding that I've changed in a lot of ways and that my content has changed, and those that didn't like the change have left the channel, which I am so okay with, because you like what you like and your preferences are your preferences. But I feel like I've been very transparent about why my content has changed in certain aspects. You're following a girl that is just going through life and figuring stuff out. And, you know, some videos may relate and some may not, but it's just my journey. Thought about deleting my bikini hauls, but then I started thinking about it and I'm like, no, you're going to delete these hauls because you're worried about what people are going to think. Seeing that you're a Christian, but then also seeing that you have videos up in bikinis. And I had to stop myself and remind myself that this channel is not just showing my journey, it's also my testimony. It's a testimony to how we are able to change. And testimonies don't just start at the end. They don't just start with a perfect, pretty picture. We're never going to be perfect, you know, but they don't start with, yeah, this is how I became who I am, but I can't tell you who I was. you know? And I think that that's something that maybe some of like the younger generation is going to bring about that some of the older generation didn't really do. I want to show all parts of me, and if I can touch somebody that may be like me, where I'm like, hey, like I'm not perfect, but God still allowed me to have a relationship with him. You know, I accepted him into my life, and it's changed me to be an even better person than I thought I was, because I thought I was a great person because of my ego. And then once I let go of some of that ego to realize, girl, you got a lot to work on. You know, it just changed my life and made me feel so much better. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to delete those parts off my channel, because ultimately that's who I was, and that's a part of my story. I'm actually going to take this Morphe lip liner in the color Sweet Tea and just kind of do like some dots around, because I want the faux freckle look. Ooh, this kind of hurts. And then I'm going to blend out with the skin tint a little bit just to make it look more natural. Neutral shade, and rubbing it over my eyelid just lightly, just to give me a little bit more color in that area, but not too much. Fenty Heat, this is like the lip plumper. I don't know if the shade is Heat or Glass Bomb Heat, but one of those. Ooh, it's already burning. I maybe put a little bit too much on, but I want them plump and I want them juicy. And then I'm not even gonna set my face with powder today, because I'm not really doing all that much. So we use skin tint, so it's not like we have on full foundation and everything. So I've got the Patrick One Size Until Dawn spray. Yeah, I feel really pretty. Like, something that I need to do is wash my hair. But that's next to come. That's next to come. I am going to be more consistent for you guys. There's content coming. The content is coming. The content is coming, sweetie. Also, I am going to be more consistent on my Instagram, which I'll pop up here for you guys to follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting reels, story content on there. Also getting back on TikTok. So if you want to go ahead and follow my TikTok as well, I'll have that pinned here. I'm actually about to throw on a cute little outfit for a TikTok that I'm making. Maybe I'll give y'all a little sneak peek. But if you want to watch the full thing, you got to go on my TikTok. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm really excited to see where this year takes us content-wise. Thank you so much for supporting me. I love you. If you haven't already subscribed to be a Vacay Bae, go ahead and subscribe. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. Share. Give me some exposure. Like if you like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya.